Today on the Morning Edition, the holiday season is in full swing now following the annual tree lighting ceremony, and an appearance by none other than the Big Red Man himself will show you all the sights and sounds. And coming up this coming weekend, the Greater Fairbanks NAACP is hosting its Freedom Fund Banquet. We'll let you know the details so you can be sure not to miss anything. And later, a retired veteran, now 85 years old, continues to serve by volunteering at a local food bank, citing an old presidential quote as inspiration. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. We'll dive into his story as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Monday morning, everyone. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We wanted to let you know the Anchorage School District has canceled school, and the Matsu Borough School District Region 4 is on a 2-hour delay. So we've got some weather to talk about, Aaron.
Yeah, the good news is the impacts with that freezing rain as well as snow that we were talking about through the weekend, that looks to really kind of come to an end across South Central. With that said, we are still holding on to some slick and slushy roads across South Central. But as far as that freezing rain potential, as well as that light snow, it really has tapered off across South Central. And our bigger concern today is going to continue to remain on those roadways, particularly in some of those higher elevations, as well as those shaded areas, which could continue to see some of those slick spots. But outside of that, we are going to see a warm day. Those temperatures are already sitting above freezing. We're currently at 33 degrees here in Anchorage, with those temperatures remaining fairly mild, or those winds, I should say, remaining fairly light coming in out of the south, but that is continuing to funnel in some of those warmer conditions. So all of us across South Central waking up to those temperatures sitting in the low to mid 30s, with the exception of far northern reaches of the Susitna Valley as well as through the Copper River Basin. But again, we are expected to see a warm day across South Central. Now, we did have a first alert weather day yesterday and today. Now, even though the Anchorage School District has canceled, we're dropping that first alert weather day largely due to the lack of snow and freezing rain that we are not going to see today across South Central. So that's some good news there. With that said, those roads will still remain fairly icy at times across parts of South Central. You can see that system really coming to an end as it pulls off towards the east-southeast. We're still holding on to some light rain showers through parts of Prince William Sound. You can see some of those higher elevations as well as out towards Portage, likely holding on to a mixed bag of precip to start off your Monday morning. So as you get out on those roadways today, just be prepared that you could encounter some of those slick and slushy road conditions. We do have some dirty snow, so top off that fluids as that snow vehicles passes, knocks all of that water back towards you. That is going to be some of that dirty snow that could lead to some smudging on your windshield. So top off those fluids, as you will need them throughout the day. Those temperatures this afternoon set to warm into the mid 30s across South Central. I'll have more on our next incoming storm system and that 7-day coming up.
People in Anchorage came together to ring in the start of the holiday season with the annual holiday tree lighting ceremony over the weekend. Justin Matson was there to soak in the magic.
10, 9, 8. The holiday tree lighting brought people to Town Square Park in downtown Anchorage with promises of hot chocolate and live music.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Another big promise was to meet Santa Claus himself.
It's so exciting! He flew in right from the North Pole just to help out here, and now he's seeing a lot of kids and finding out what they want for Christmas.
7, 6, 5.
The kids and some adults were excited to see the big man and his reindeer, thinking about what they wanted as gifts this year.
2 tickets to Hawaii. A capybara.
I want a new hockey gear from Utah Mammoth. Shout out to Utah.
I wish for that I'll get a pet unicorns.
4, 3, 2.
It feels perfect. It feels like what's meant to happen.
Merry Christmas!
Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas, and I hope everyone gets a Happy New Year.
With the tree lit and requests to Santa in, all we can do is wait for the night when those gifts make their way under the tree. I'm Justin Matson for Alaska's News Source.
Well, according to the Chugach National Forest Avalanche Center, avalanches were reported in the Turnagain Pass area over the weekend, with the avalanche danger high in that area and considerable in the Summit Lake area.
what we know about the snowpack is that there are multiple buried weak layers deeper in the snowpack. So right now it's stormy, there's a lot of wind, it's raining and snowing, and it's pretty obvious that the avalanche danger is elevated. But what catches people off guard is that even in the breaks between storms right now, because we have that weak foundation, it's still going to be dangerous avalanche conditions.
He says there were multiple natural and human-triggered avalanches Friday and Saturday in Turnagain Pass. He says one skier was caught but not injured. He says he urges people to check the conditions before going out because they change quickly, and recommends anyone who does go into any kind of avalanche terrain in the winter to carry a basic rescue kit with an avalanche beacon, rescue shovel, and probe, and that you know how to use them. He suggests people avoid avalanche areas when the danger is there.
Our recommendation is that you just avoid avalanche terrain. That includes steep slopes and runout zones that could be lower angle, but they're at the bottom of avalanche paths. We've seen some avalanches running long distances into these flat runout zones. So when the danger is high like it is right now, we just recommend that people stay out of the mountains.
Meantime, the Greater Fairbanks NAACP is hosting its Freedom Fund Banquet this Saturday, the 6th. The fundraiser is planned to take place on the University of Alaska Fairbanks Woods Center and includes food, live music, and talks about Black history and in Alaska and other topics. Organizers say funds raised go toward workshops, Black History Month education for the school district, and scholarships, among other things. One board member says the organization focuses on everyone's equal rights.
That could be for Black, white, Hispanic, LGBTQ, those living with disabilities, as well as eliminating racial discrimination. So it's across the board. Most people focus on NAACP being a program for colored people, but it can, the rights and discrimination can be for everyone.
The event typically runs annually, but did not take place from 2020 to 2023, making its return last year. It's been 7 years since the quake in 2018 that measured at 7.1 here in Anchorage. And if you were around for that, the quake on Thanksgiving this year might have sparked a little concern. We have video of Thursday's quake inside someone's chicken coop. Now, that was just a clip of it. It felt like the shaking went on for a very long time. Here's some more video. This is from the Anchorage area. In this video, the vehicle on the bottom right shakes. The Alaska Earthquake Center says Thursday's quake was not an aftershock to the 2018 quake. Well, a crash on the Seward Highway on the evening of Thanksgiving left a man dead. Alaska State Troopers say the crash happened near mile 64 of the Seward Highway. That's not too far from Granite Creek. Troopers say the preliminary investigation shows two vehicles that were going south collided. The driver of one of those was identified as 63-year-old Michael Rudy from Anchor Point. Troopers say he died at the scene and that two other people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Also on Thanksgiving, one person did not make it out of a home fire in Eek. Troopers say the call about the fire came in around 11:40 p.m. Thursday, about 45 minutes after the home had started burning. Multiple people had made it out of the home, but troopers say a woman was missing. A state deputy fire marshal found human remains in the home. The cause of fire is still under investigation, but troopers say foul play is not suspected. The Alaska State Senate has confirmed two new senators. The Alaska Senate majority says the Senate met in Anchorage to confirm Kathy Tilton and George Rosher to the Senate. Neither are new to representing Alaskans. They had both held a seat in the House. They are replacing Senator Shelley Hughes and Senator Mike Shower, who both recently stepped down. Governor Dunleavy appointed them to fill the vacancies last week. A North Pole man charged with kidnapping and assault stemming from a situation that happened in October is facing new charges. Adelmi Ruiz joins us from the newsroom with that update. Adelmi.
Kristen, Alaska State Troopers say 44-year-old Jonathan Critchfield is now also charged with misconduct involving a weapon and theft. According to troopers, officers found 2 sawed-off shotguns in Critchfield's bedroom while investigating the situation that led to the kidnapping and assault charges. Troopers say they also found a stolen rifle. AST says Critchfield, as well as another person, are accused of stealing electricity and services from Golden Valley Electric Association in excess of $7,000. We have reached out to Critchfield's attorney for a comment on the case, but did not immediately hear back. Kristen.
Well, if you were one of the many thousands of people traveling over the weekend, I hope your travels were smooth and uneventful, as many were affected by winter weather over the holiday weekend in the lower 48, with flights delayed, some even canceled, and accidents on major highways slowing down travel. We'll bring you those details up next.
And we are still sitting on the warm side across South Central with some slick and slushy road conditions. I'll have more on the week ahead, but first at sunrise, 9:46 in Anchorage, 8:20 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back on this Monday morning. The roads are a little slushy out there as we warmed up over the weekend, Aaron.
Yeah, we're going to continue to hold on to those temperatures sitting near or above freezing for a good portion of this week. With that said, later this week, we're also going to tap into some colder conditions as temperatures take a downward trend across the state. Now, across South Central, while our freezing rain as well as snow threat has really come to an end, we're still going to hold on to those temperatures sitting anywhere from about 32 to about 38 degrees today. So we will still see that potential that we could hold on to some pockets of some slick road conditions. Now out towards Fairbanks, you can see those temperatures sitting in the teens. And then, of course, some ongoing rain showers continue out towards southeast. But as far as what we've got ongoing across the state, there is that area of low pressure pushing into Prince William Sound. That is taking the remnants of that moisture with it. And we may even see some peaks of sunshine later today for inland areas of South Central. But again, those temperatures will be sitting in the mid-30s throughout the day, and that's going to lead to our biggest concerns across South Central continuing to remain on those roadways. Out towards southwest Alaska, we've also got some areas of some wintry mix, so we could even see some localized areas with some light freezing rain this morning as you head out towards Bethel. So keep that in mind for the first part of your Monday. We do have ridging that remains with us across the Gulf Coast region. That is bringing in those warmer conditions. Now, we will tap into some colder weather later this week. That's still shifted back off towards the west, but beyond about Wednesday, we'll begin to tap into some of those colder conditions. Until then, though, those temperatures continue to remain warm. That freeze-thaw pattern will continue to lead to slick roads across South Central. 33 in Anchorage, 17 in Nome, 10 degrees in Utqiagvik, so we do have that colder weather locked in place off towards the north, while the southern coastline continues to remain fairly warm. And again, we can't rule out a few localized areas of some light precip this morning, but that will come to an end. We'll largely hold on to some mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. We may see some sunshine breaks into the afternoon, but largely expecting that cloud coverage to remain with us because overnight into tomorrow, our next storm system will move in from the southwest. Now, we'll be warm enough that we'll largely see all rain with this system. With that said, some of those noticeably cooler locations could see some slight chances for freezing rain, but due to the warm nature that we're sitting up under, I don't think that's going to happen as we'll largely hold on to that chance for some rain sticking around. Of course, higher elevations as you head through the Susitna Valley, that's where we'll see that better chance for a snow, if not a rain snow event. So that stays with us into your Tuesday and Wednesday before tapering off, and then we tap into that colder weather across a good portion of the state. Now, when it comes to the rainfall that we're going to see as we welcome in our Tuesday and Wednesday, nothing heavy, but we will watch that potential for about a tenth to about 2/10 of an inch of rainfall for inland areas. Of course, heavier activity out towards the coast. And if you're going to be driving through Moose Pass, Turnagain Pass, some of those higher elevations, you'll also encounter that chance for some rain snow mix. So just take it easy on the roads the next couple of days. Not a first alert weather day, but we're still seeing some slick and slushy conditions across South Central. There's those temperatures today across the state. Cooler as you head off towards the north with even colder conditions expected later this week. That 7-day forecast, you can see beyond Wednesday, there's those temperatures steadily dropping into the 20s by Friday and into the teens this weekend. Kristen, we even have the potential for areas of the interior to drop well below zero into the weekend.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Severe weather is slamming parts of the country as millions of Americans head home from celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday. Snowstorms in the Northeast and Midwest crippled interstates and caused ripple effects on air travel nationwide. Bradley Blackburn is tracking the latest.
The holiday season has arrived and winter weather has too. Mother Nature provided plenty of obstacles over the weekend for travelers trying to get home. As temperatures plummeted in Chicago, the region was blanketed by snow. At the airport, they recorded more than 8 inches, and delays started piling up too. This couple from Mississippi was supposed to be on a 5 a.m. flight that was canceled.
The next flight they booked us on leaves at 9:45 tonight.
The mess impacted air travel nationwide. At Dallas-Fort Worth, delays ticked up to 3 hours or more.
My flight is delayed today because flying north, it's getting a little snowy up there, but hopefully it's not a super big delay.
The winter weather stretched across much of the country, from Utah to Michigan.
Well, looks like a snow globe here.
To upstate New York. In Des Moines, Iowa, Saturday, a plane slid off a runway after nearly a foot of snowfall. Thankfully, no one was hurt. On I-70 in Indiana, 45 cars and trucks were caught in a pileup. No major injuries were reported, but it took several hours to clear the highway. But the snow did launch many into the holiday spirit. Mom Vanessa and her family recently moved to Rockford, Illinois from California and are learning to make snowballs.
It's really beautiful. I've never seen anything like it, but I like this more than triple-digit weather.
A little joy out in the cold as winter is just getting started. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's News Source app.